What is good, Smooth Nation? It is D Smooth here. I'm on my Smooth Comics channel. We're going to do a little experiment today. We're going to be reacting to some anti-SJW content, kaida, and his thoughts on what Anthony Mackie said. So Anthony Mackie said something stupid saying that you shouldn't work hard because you should just give up or whatever nonsense Anthony Mackie said. We're going to be reacting. I'm going to be giving my own commentary on this.
All right, let's talk
Okay. Put this here for copyright.
about it. And before we get too deep into the video, yeah, look at my shirt. It says send nudes, you know, like noodles, like
I think it's funny.
yeah, like noodles, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw the part of this, but then the rest of it I want to react to with you guys.
Whatever, somebody will think it's funny. But you know what's not funny? Celebrities pretending like they know better than you just because you're not famous enough. Now
I also talk about this on my other channel. Like with a lot of Karens and stuff, Karens think that being successful makes them a good person. I made a video about that on my Christian channel. Like being successful and having money does not make you a good person. That just means that you're financially successful. Because like these same people who want to talk about how much money they have and talk about how successful they have, they're also the same people to try to get you fired if you get their order wrong at a restaurant or something like that. Because in their head, it's all about success. If you don't have the money, if you don't have a good job, if you're stuck living with your mom as an adult, then you're a failure, even if you're the nicest guy in the world.
Y'all know what's happening with Captain Clarence America at the box office right now. It's looking to be one of the lowest grossing MCU films to date, and it won't even make back its metaphorical budget of $180 million. It is absolutely flopping. I don't know anybody that's talking about it outside of me roasting it, and Anthony Mackie has been on his press tour for the last few months, and every time he opens up his mouth, he ends up saying something dumber than the last time. So we saw last month with him talking about the role of Captain America and him thinking that the name America doesn't mean anything for Captain America. You know, the guy with America in his name. He thinks, no, I don't think the term America means anything. So that was strike one with your foot in your mouth. And now we're going into strike two because you just said the absolute dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And you also just...
Here's the thing. I'm going to halfway defend what Anthony Mackie said. Halfway. Because I think like if he would have rephrased it in a different way, I could have sided with him. But
reconfirmed everything I've been saying about Falcon in the MCU. So I'm going to show you the clip of him because I don't want to just be talking out of ignorance, and I know y'all want to see it too. So this is what Mr. Clarence America had to say.
I've been in the business 24 years, right? And I've seen people go from nothing to the biggest stars in the world. I've seen people go from one role to winning Academy Awards and doing all this shit. And what I realized yesterday thinking about it, we're lying to our kids, dog. And I think that's a big problem in our community. What? We tell our kids if they do right and they make the good grades and they go to the programs and they will become successful. If you work hard enough, your work will be paid off. And that's not true.
Here's thing with that. So, because I have a crazy story I've been meaning to say on this channel for a while now, you know. When you mentioned the grades part, school, from my experience, was a scam. I was promised. I went to college to become an animator. I kept waiting for years and years and years. They kept refusing to put me in animation classes, and they kept putting me in all these other junk. This other junk that had nothing to do with it. And in the end, I only got put in 2 animation classes, lighting and basic animation. That's it. That's the only animation I got out of college. And by the time a pathway opened up, they rejected me because I didn't have the experience. So it's what he said. If he would have rephrased this to "Don't trust the system," then I would completely agree. Yeah, you shouldn't trust the system. It's a bias system. A lot of people are very skilled, very talented, and stuff, but because of a minor imperfection, like let's say in the NBA, you got to have a good look to you. Like if you have like a gap in your teeth, you're just not attractive enough, they'll reject you in favor of a player who's less skilled but more attractive. And stuff like that. So if you're trying, if he would have just said, don't trust the system, then I would defend Anthony Mackie. But that's not what Anthony Mackie said. He said, don't work hard. That's bullshit.
Pardon? Success is given. It's not earned. If one person don't tap you, each one of y'all. There were people who could hit harder, who could catch better, who could run faster. But somebody said, you, and the other 50 behind you fell off. You know what I mean? No. What that emotion or that feeling is the scary thing. Because I went to all the programs, I've done Broadway.
See, like what he just said earlier. How they picked someone who was less skilled for whatever reason. These colleges, a lot of these organizations stuff, they have a built-in bias for what they want to see. There's plenty of people who are way more skilled, but a lot of these colleges, a lot of these Hollywood places, it's about who you know rather than actual talent. Because there's very untalented people who get jobs that they shouldn't. Unskilled people who get jobs that they shouldn't. So if Anthony Mackie would have just said, don't trust the system, then I would support him. But that's not what Anthony Mackie said. He said, don't work hard. That's some BS. That's some BS. So if he would have just rephrased
Broadway, I've been in the business 24 years. I've been in 2 Academy Award films. I've done independent films. I've done major motion pictures. Now I'm Captain America. So now what?
It's pretty difficult to put into words how disgusted I am, how depressed I am.
Now, listen, I could see from one point of view if he's talking about something like Nepo babies, you know.
Yeah, like that. But I don't like the word Nepo baby, but if you would have just said, don't trust the system, then I would be supporting you. But that's not what you said, Anthony Mackie. So I can't.
Because of their last name or who they're associated with, they could get roles in things like, you know, Bryce Dallas Howard, Jack Quaid, even Jaden Smith. God, Jaden Smith is such a terrible actor.
You're wrong!
So if he was coming from it from that perspective, like, you know, success is given to some of these people, then yeah, I can understand what you're saying. He says hard work isn't earned, it's given. That is so dumb.
Yeah, like that. Seriously. People on the left, I said this again on my Christian channel, people on the left are not skilled, practically. People on the left, these leftists, they often have these big degrees, and they want to brag about how educated they are in theology and all that. How much of that transfers IRL into your daily activities? None of it. Let's say you have these degrees in acting or whatever. How is that going to help you change a tire? See, none of the stuff is practical in day-to-day life. A lot of these leftists, these left activists stuff, they're not skilled in practical life. They don't have any good social skills. That's why Anthony Mackie keeps saying the dumb stuff that he says. He's used to he's used to putting on a look to sound smart, but what he's actually doing is actually dumb. Because he doesn't have the social skill to do that. That's why so many of these leftist politicians, so many of these leftist activists, they're so unlikable because they don't have proper social skills. They have acting skills, not social skills.
And let me explain to you how dumb it is. This is Anthony Mackie. I first saw him, just like many others, in 8 Mile when he got roasted by Eminem for 5 minutes.
That was him. That was it. Oh, okay.
You know you as Papa Duck, but you've been in other films. You were in The Hurt Locker, one of my favorite films, and you did great in that film. You were also in the MCU as Sam Wilson. You even got the role in Altered Carbon Season 2. It might have killed the show, but hey, you were moving up in the world. And don't think we forgot about that Black Mirror episode where you were playing a booty bandit. And wait, wasn't this nigga Tupac too?
Hey, Hey, yo, check it out, motherfucker. I'm Tupac.
So by his own admission, he's been in the industry for 24 years. You know, he's done Broadway, off-Broadway, all these Academy Award films, and now he's in the MCU and he's Captain America. He's a walking example of hard work paying off. You were in the MCU for 10 plus years as a role as Falcon. And you know what Kevin Feige did? He pointed at you and said, hey nigga, you're Captain America now. So was your success just given to you? Did you not work hard for the last 24 years? Let me give you another example of how dumb this sounds. Lupita Nyong'o. Now her first film was 12 Years a Slave. Admittedly, a very good film, and she can act her ass off in whatever role you put her in. That was her first role, and after that, she shot off, got all these different kind of roles, Academy Award nominations and wins, all the success in the world. She didn't just blow up overnight. She had to work hard to get that audition in order to be in that film. We have another recent example, Austin Butler. He got famous off of the role of Elvis. He had to work hard to be in those roles to get to that position. He didn't just blow up overnight. He's been in Hollywood for a minute. Hell, I think the first time I saw him, he was like a side guest character in an Arrow episode or something like that. And now he's been in Elvis. He was in Dune Part 2, one of my favorite films, and he absolutely stole the show in every single scene he was in. Do you think his success was just given? You know, somebody just said, hey, Austin Butler, random nigga off the street. Now you're gonna be the it guy. That's not how that works. You have to work hard to be in the positions that you want to be in. I'll give you another example. Yours truly. Last year, I had literally 200 subs at this time. I don't even think I had that many. Over the last year, I have gained thousands of subs on this YouTube channel. I've been called out by Asmongold. I've been shouted out by Geeks and Gamers. I was just on their stream the other day. Shout out to Jeremy. I've been shouted out by...
So this one thing I've had to learn. At all times, you have to keep working on your craft. At all times. And perfecting what you're good at over and over. Problem with many artists in any field is that they get thrown to the spotlight too early when they haven't developed the skill yet, and they end up sucking. They end up crashing and burning because people don't like them. Either they're terrible or they're not as good as the other. That's why when you start off small, you have opportunity to hone your craft as much as possible. Keep honing your craft as much as possible, get better and better and better and better and better and better and better until you get picked up by something else. Until you get picked up by someone much better. And a lot of these Nepo baby people is that they're not honing their craft. They're not particularly skilled. They haven't taken the time to master what they are. They were thrown in the spotlight way too early. I'm sorry if you hear some squeeing in my voice. I don't know what is causing my asthma to act up. A lot of these people are thrown in the spotlight without having developed the skill.
By a bunch of people on the internet. How does that work? I had to put the work in. I had to sit here in this godforsaken chair, edit for like an hour, you know, have my little TikTok videos, edit those out, do all those things, and put my voice out there for somebody to see it and say, hey, I like your opinion. I'm going to sub to you. I didn't just sit here in my fucking chair and do nothing, and then people say, whoa, this random black guy on the internet, let's just sub to him. Let's just give him success, even though he hasn't worked hard at all. It's such a dumb statement, and especially after you just said that you're raising your black sons to be respectful, to be men, and to do all these different things, you know, really old-fashioned things the way that
I genuinely think that Anthony Mackie is just saying stuff, just spouting out whatever comes out of his mouth. Because when you look at his profession, it's all about acting, looking a certain way. And he's focused on how you say things, but the words he's actually saying is pretty dumb. That's why he's managed to piss off so many people in the recent months with the lead to Captain America Brave New World. So I don't know why I'm out of breath for some reason. He's pissed so many people off because he hasn't really... These people don't have real social skills in life. They don't have practical skills, what I'm saying. Because anybody with any amount of social awareness would take the time to realize, wait, what I just said was stupid. Anybody with social awareness would realize that what he just said was stupid. You should work hard. You should work hard for things. maybe you shouldn't trust in the system, but you should work hard for things either way. They don't.
I was raised in a way that I raised my children. You can't say that and then say the things that you said, because men as a whole have to understand what hard work is, because it is harder for men to do things in life. You have to work hard. If you're a pretty female, you know, you can get by with a lot of things. A male, you're not getting away with a lot of that stuff. You have to work hard to be in the positions you're in. And to say that around a bunch of NFL legends, by the way, you know, dudes that go in, day out, putting their body, their mind on the line, on the field, and they had to work hard to get those NFL sponsorships and contracts. But no, their success wasn't earned. You know, all those days in practice and missing parties and missing Thanksgiving dinners and Christmas dinners because they're out there playing football. No, they didn't earn that success. It was just given to them. Just because, I guess. You see how this doesn't make any sense at all? Hey, but thanks for admitting you didn't earn the role of Captain America. Some white guy said, hey, you nigga, be Captain America now. You didn't work hard at all. Somebody just gave you all the success that you have.
I just spilled something. I just spilled anti-mole on the ground. It's probably going to stink up the place for a while. Dang it. Dang it.
Don't look at me. I do what he does, just slower.
All in all, every time one of these celebrities comes out and says something absolutely moronic, it just hurts my brain, man. Especially black men when they come out and say things like that, because you know the underlining excuse that a lot of them like to make. Oh, I didn't get here, or I couldn't do this, I couldn't do so and so.
Oh yeah, it's like I say on my Christian channel. There's two types of Karens: the spoiled Karen and the victim Karen. So many black people, black men nowadays, and even black women, are falling into the victim category of Karen. They think that they're always the victim. No matter what they do, they're somehow the victim.
Because I'm black, you know, I could work twice as hard, but I'm gonna be overlooked because I'm black. That's always a default for a lot of people in the black community, you know, to excuse responsibility just because of your skin color, like we're back in the 1950s and you can't go to a water fountain anymore. And to say that knowing the position that you've just been put in as Captain America in quotations, the kids are gonna look at you and say, oh, I guess my hard work doesn't matter. I guess I can just walk out and just expect handouts. You know, it's like we're back in the early 2000s. No child left behind. Everybody gets a participation trophy. That's how you breed weak men. That's why we're in the position we're in right now, because everybody's just being told everyone's special and oh, it doesn't matter. You could just be given things. No, you have to work hard for what you want in life. That is just the name of the game. Nothing in life is for free. Especially you, Papa Doc. Look where you're at right now. Look at the last 24 years of your career.
Look, like, there's so many things that I want to agree with Anthony Mackie on. But unfortunately, that's not what Anthony Mackie said. He specifically said, don't work hard. Nigga, that's retarded. That's just straight up retarded. If you would have said, oh, don't trust the system. Oh, I can understand that. But that's not what he said.
The trajectory. You didn't just get handed that stuff. You worked hard for it. Don't sell yourself short, and don't sell others short just because you want to try to act like you're some kind of pseudo-intellectual because you're in a room full of men and they kind of have more success than you have, so you're trying to measure up. He literally pulled the "you gotta do better" senator. That's absolutely crazy to see in real time. Do you agree with what he said, this moronic take, or do you?
No, I don't agree with what his dumbass said. I wish I could if he said something smart. There's so many great things that he could have said, but that's not what he said.
You disagree, put that down in the comments. Make sure that you like, make sure that you share, make sure that you subscribe, and if you don't do all three of those things, I'm going to send Brie Larson to your house to hit you in the back of your head with her La Cienega flippers.
Is that like a personal attack or something? Or...
But as always, hey, y'all be easy. I will see you on the next one.
Well, Smooth Nation, you are dismissed. I want to tell me what you guys think about reactions on this other channel, because Kaida is an anti-SJW guy, and anything regarding entertainment politics should, I think, be considered for my Smooth Comics channel. Well, like, subscribe. See you guys later.